Hello everyone, I'm Brian. Today I'm writing to which is better, attaining moksha or reincarnation? So I think there's an obvious answer, obtaining moksha, I believe. That is, I believe to be enlightenment, another word for it. But I do have something to say about reincarnation, but I don't think I'll say it. I don't know if I'll say it in this video or not. I've said it before though in my other videos, more recent other videos within the past 6 months. That recent. Anyways, there seems to be something very obvious here. Why would reincarnation be a better option? Let's see what he has to say.
It's a good question to explore. Look, again and again people ask me, suppose you are having a good life. You're well looked after, you're earning good money, you've got a nice wife and nice, obedient, lovely children, and everything is going hunky-dory for you. Why should you bother? So if things are rolling nicely for you, I'm very blunt and very pragmatic, very practical. If things are working out nicely for you, my friend, there is no need to look for moksha. Okay, simple. So, but you keep saying moksha is the aim of Hindu life. Why are you stopping me? The reason is this: that particular stirring to achieve moksha.
I think the question was stated wrong. Why are you stopping me? I don't think Lakhani here is trying to stop anyone. He didn't say you should stop attending moksha. I don't think he said that, but it's saying there's perhaps not a reason to, but not saying that you should stop seeking moksha.
The reason is this: that particular stirring to achieve moksha means simply end of delusion. So when you are leading a worldly life, things are working out well. Can you see through the delusion? You say, no, I can't. I enjoy this delusion. I love it. I embrace it. Everything is going well for me. Why are you saying it's a delusion? It's lovely. I love this delusion. I want to hang on to it. So if you want to hang on to this delusion, I'm not here to stop it. Say, okay, carry on. When you begin to recognize it for what it is, this is the thing. The maturity doesn't come from outside. It has to come from inside when you get really whacked. When the maturity arises and say, oh dear, I thought everything is okay, but everything is not okay. And that maturity arises within you, then you say, I don't reach some kind of special supreme place called moksha. Moksha is simply, you see the world without delusion. You see the world in its true light. This is called moksha. End of delusion regarding who you are and what this world is all about. Suppose you say, no, I'm happy with what I think. You see, in fact, this is one of the unique features, Ms. Nishit Bhai.
Yes.
Humanity is in search of identity, because we find ourselves here, we don't know who the heck we are, and we stop bothering to ask the question anyway. It seems to be it's a big question we can't answer, so leave it alone. So what we do is, as we are in search of identity, we create an identity for ourselves. Look up any life, anybody's life. We create an identity for ourselves. I'm a family man and I have to fulfill this desire and this requirement and follow the laws of society and my family requirements and so on. So we create an identity for ourselves that we want to subscribe to, and we adhere to it. And if we can fulfill that particular role that we have created for ourselves, we feel satisfied. There's no need for moksha. But if you are satisfied with an identity you created for yourself which is artificial and happy with it, good luck to you. We are not here to destroy you. Carry on. Only when you realize that this identity that you kind of embracing with all your love is actually purely that, there is no great depth to it. And when you are trying to resolve a human condition, not on a temporary basis, on a day-to-day basis, this is how we live. We live on a day-to-day basis, saying tomorrow I've sold my, I'm okay. But think about the long-term resolution of the human condition. For vast majority of humanity, 99.9%, this issue doesn't arise. They are happy with their lot. And I'm not saying, oh, stop it, you mustn't be happy. I say, be happy, be even more happy. But be more vigilant regarding how your life is unfolding. And by being more vigilant about how life is unfolding, you'll soon begin to realize there's tremendous hollowness in your system. That is why desires are never fulfilled. They keep multiplying. And the world that we live in is strongly commercially motivated as a habit of kind of, giving you exponential desires. Not one, but one goes, 10 will appear. Look, you look anywhere, advertisement hit you from whatever direction saying, buy this, don't do this, oh, this thing, this, eat this, drink this, go on holiday.
Real quick. So desires do get fulfilled. The problem is that there's just an unlimited number. Well, there's a very large number of desires that always crop up. Once you've fulfilled one, maybe two crops up. Once you fulfill those two, four more cropped up. Once you fulfill those four, 16 more crops up, in which he kind of stated there towards the closer towards the end of that
Practicing,
statement.
buy this, don't do this, oh this thing, this, eat this, drink this, go on holiday. They are thumping you throughout so you are never allowed to sit still. They stoke up the flames of desire in you until you crack up, and you get this biggest problem in NHS is stressful life, mental health problem. And the reason is precisely this. We are kind of cracking up. Rather than recognizing that desires cannot be fulfilled in a worldly manner, in a worldly life, we kind of chase after it and we crack up. That is the reason why people become stressed. And that is what Hinduism teaching. Recognize that you will not be able to sort yourself out by just chasing after worldly motives. And when you rise above that and say, something is missing, and when it comes naturally, not from Mr. Lakhani, it comes from you, then automatically you search for moksha. So it's not something imposed on you. It will come naturally when the time comes.
Okay, so there's something a little bit here. I think bhakti yoga is a duality along with worldly desire to some degree, to a degree, and that worldly desire is to love God, I believe, but that's the only requirement. That's all. So I do wonder what his statement would be for this one, because I do believe bhakti yoga to be that it's in some sense a desire, but it's desire for the love of God. So I believe Sri Ramakrishna, I believe, was that. I don't know if if him crying and begging and wanting and pleading, I believe was Kali, to show herself. It seems like very much a desire that that is essentially a desire, a desire itself. You know what I'm saying? Or whether that bhakti is desire as well. Again, of course, it's love or devotion, bhakti yoga, and whether Sri Ramakrishna during those times when he lost sight of the mother goddess, Kali, I think. Again, I've seen this. I've heard the story once, and I do remember them talking about how he would weep and cry and beg for the mother goddess or Kali to come and show herself, to embrace him. And I would assume that is desire. Anyways, so the people the 99.9% who are happy with this life, I believe they can obtain it through bhakti yoga. I do believe that to be again, a duality. Something that is a desire, but not a desire of selfish desire. It's a desire for a greater, I guess, a greater being, a greater, something greater than yourself. Even though you see it as duality, it's actually your. And I do believe that it's, in a sense, you'll come to discover that what you're desiring is yourself. Because I do believe, at least from what I understand, even in bhakti yoga, even though it's duality, eventually you'll come to realize what you worship is yourself. But not all the time, and people can still obtain enlightenment or moksha through bhakti yoga in terms of duality. Or at least a sense of peace where they're no longer stressed or suffering so much, because they kind of given up their, in some sense, free will to the God, and so they do their best. They do everything 100%. If it doesn't go their way, then they just say, okay, well, God will take care of it. I'll do what I can, and whatever I can't handle, I'll let God handle it. In this sense, this is what I believe the phrasing was. And so it's really strange, though. It's like not to obtain. In a sense, it says that obviously, if you're living a great life, continue to live that way. But also at the same time, whenever it doesn't look like it's going the right way, you need to realize that, to be more aware. I suppose that's what he's trying to say. Be more aware of your life, and hopefully through these imperfections, that you can see that you perhaps need to obtain moksha. I believe that's what he was trying to say there. That if your life is perfect the way it is, and there's no imperfections to it, did you not just obtain perhaps maybe moksha? It's a duality of it, again, kind of like bhakti yoga, I believe. Because if you're not suffering and you're enjoying life, if you're blissed out, that's very similar. Although obviously you don't realize who your true self is, but same thing goes for I guess a bhakti yoga person who still relies on the duality of it. But anyways, again, I'm definitely not going to sit here and say I'm the master or full of knowledge of any of these things, but these are my understandings and how I've understood it so far. I can understand that obviously the whole point is to realize your true self, and that this entire life is Maya. Everything is Maya, or everything is Maya. Everything is Brahman, but it's under the illusion of Maya, which is also false, because there is only Brahman. And for us to realize that, and again, this goes back to the reincarnation part. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But I'm not going to say it because it should be pretty clear. Hopefully, anyway. Probably not, but I do want to talk about that in another video. So anyway, that's my reaction to which is better, Attaining Moksha or Reincarnation. If you like my content, please consider subscribing, thumbs up, thumbs down, down below. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next vid.